The seed must break before it grows. The muscle must tear before it strengthens. And the mind, it must crack before it expands. And every great one that you admire, every great athlete that you know of, has first been broken. And if you find that it all seems to be closing on you in your dreams and your aspirations, in your goals and your objectives, understand this: you are not being buried, you're being planted. And what grows next will change everything. Welcome to Mindset of the Elite. And in this video, we want to show you the truth about growth that most people avoid. The thing is, before you evolve, you must be broken. Before you rise, something in you has to fall. Your ego, comfort, assumptions. This isn't destruction, but reconstruction. Because to build something unshakable, you have to first tear down everything that is weak. Now, let's touch on a few stories. Starting with Cristiano Ronaldo, my favorite player. You see, he left home when he was just 12 years old, mocked for his accent, told he wasn't strong enough, was too scrawny, that scrawny kid who just did tricks, faced immense grief even when his father died, dropped by clubs, criticized for his emotions, for being a showman, a show pony, a diver, but he didn't fall. He refined, rebuilt, and resurrected out of the ashes of criticism. How about the greatest quarterback in all of NFL history, Tom Brady, drafted 199th, too skinny, too slow, too ordinary. He was just every other guy. He was never handed greatness. He built it. Rejection became rings, doubt became dominance, and he tore up the game of the NFL, making the quarterback a dominant role in the game. How about the king, LeBron James? Fatherless, single-parent home, surrounded by chaos, labeled the chosen one even as a teenager. What a weight to hold as such a young person, to be called that shining light, only so young, and still carry that weight for 2 decades. People didn't even think that he was the clutch player that he was, but he had to prove himself time and time again. They even called him soft, but he answered with his legacy. Every one of these athletes faced the same choices that we all do, the same decisions that we all need to make at different points in our lives. The question is, do you break down or do you break through? Because breakthrough doesn't come after the pain, it comes through it. That moment of no return, injury, failure, grief, doubt. It's never the end, and it wasn't their ending. Rather, it was their becoming. Would you allow the setbacks that come to you put you down, or would you rise out of the ashes? Let me tell you this. The breaking point is never the end. That's where the real work begins. And you can find that evident in all these athletes that we're talking about. Cristiano Ronaldo trained obsessively. Weight, diet, recovery, sleep. He improved more than he could even think of. And he didn't just improve. He evolved. He transformed. He transfigured into the monster goal-scoring machine that we know him to be. Tom Brady studied film longer than anyone else. Turned his knowledge into dominance. His IQ was so incredible on that field, making touchdown passes, the plays that he makes, the way he reads the game, insane. How about LeBron? Invested in his body, in his mind, in developing leadership, building a 20-year reign founded on discipline and determination. LeBron was driven to always improve, to always come back every season better, faster, stronger than he was, ready to make more points than he ever could, to make more 3 points, more 2 points, and a better player, developing his all-around game, even to the most minute of details. These guys didn't just return. They came back stronger. They reinvented themselves. This is what falling teaches you, how to rise smarter. When you come down, you don't just get up and do the same thing again. You have to improve the way you do things. You have to find yourself, how can you be more technical? How can you be stronger? How can you be quicker? How can you be faster? Most people just want the results like that. But the elite, they master the process because they understand the journey it takes to get from point A to point B. That is the fine line called discipline. The greatness of these athletes that you admire, that you look up to, that you want one day to become, they didn't do this by escaping the breaking. They embraced it because they knew the crack is where the light gets in. Pain becomes precision. Doubt becomes fear. Pressure becomes power. Rejection becomes resilience. Discipline becomes the foundation of everything that is set in focus. And now you're in that same place, cracked, stretched, tested, tried, beaten down, locked up, But what comes next, that's on you. You've seen how they rebuilt, how they dug out of the ashes, how they climbed the mountains to the top. Now it's your turn to build yours with discipline, focus, and direction, with the mindset of the elite. What is that point in your life that broke you, that made you feel helpless, that made you feel like you couldn't be who you wanted to be? What did it build in you? Let me know in your comments. Let me know your story, because I feel someone out there wants to hear how you came out of the ashes. And if you're ready to rise higher and dive deeper into your defining edge, check out this next video. I'll see you at the top.